The Nigerian police is validating our politicians. They want to beat us and tell us not to cry. How do you beat a child and tell him not to cry? How do you put fire and then come back and complain about the smoke? Don't you know that the world will not be destroyed by those who do evil? The world will be destroyed by those who watch evil and do nothing. Don't you know that the darkest place in hell will be reserved for all those who maintain neutrality in the times of moral crisis? Don't you know that if the righteous many do not confront the wicked few, evil will rule this world? You say we should not insult the politicians. Let me tell you what insult is. Insult is when the masses cannot eat 3 square meals in a day. Insult is when INEC electoral chairman woke up around 4 a.m. and declare election result that the entire nation is waiting for. Insult is when the largest oil producing country in Africa cannot boast of steady power supply. Insult is when we that owns the oil buy it at an astronomical price than even countries that do not have. Insult is when the House of Rep members and House of Senate members sit in the House of Rep, receive allowances while people go to bed without eating. That is insult. Insult is when people cast their vote, yet their votes are not being counted. Insult is when our children cannot go to school. Insult is when we cannot afford to buy petrol even when we are blessed with that natural resources. That is insult. Insult is when people embezzle public fund. Insult is when those who we elect to represent us embezzle our funds. That is insult. Insult is when a man is being handcuffed for alleged defamatory statement, another is allowed to walk free. That is insult. Insult is when our people are not allowed to speak. Insult is when you threaten us with jail term. So if there is anyone for you to arrest, it is the politicians, because they have been insulting us from time immemorial. The politicians in Nigeria have been insulting Nigerians from 1960. They insulted us in the First Republic. They insulted us in the Second and the Third and the Fourth Republic, and they are still insulting us. So if there's anyone for you to arrest, it is the politicians and not the masses, because the politicians are political innuendos and political desperados. Nigerian police, listen and pay attention. Don't threaten the masses with jail term. An okra tree cannot be taller than the one that planted it. Wisdom is the principal thing.